my advice, though, to young men who want to get married is you want to invest in yourself first. I think some young men, they get this weird chip on their shoulder. They're like, oh, women out there, they're just awful and they only want chads and they're terrible. And there are women who are, picky or selfish. There are men who are picky and selfish. I would say, yeah, but what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer them for them to come knocking down your door? Have you invested in yourself so you have a stable career and you can support a family? Have you invested in yourself physically so that you have masculine strength and you have energy to play with kids and you can take care of a family? Have you invested in yourself intellectually and culturally so that you have interesting things to talk about and you can carry a conversation and you have self-esteem in yourself apart from anyone else so that you can just have fun with a girl you're getting to know and you're not this needy, clingy person who's always afraid she's going to like bail or something like that, that you are both independent people who complement one another. If you're thinking like, oh, women, they don't give me a chance, they're not giving me a chance, what do you have to offer? Take a deep stock of self-inventory. And I think honestly, the biggest thing would be, do you have a stable career that would allow you to support a family? It doesn't have to be something amazing, but it's something that's stable. You've invested in yourself. You're like, okay, I can, like, if, we can have children, I'm not concerned about that. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to be wealthy, but you've got something and you might have to live humbly. You can say, yeah, I've got something that's stable. I can provide not just for you. I can provide for a family. I can be a provider. And there's stability there in that. So I would say it's one, invest. So you might need to invest vocationally. You might have a passion project like, oh, I really love doing this. That's great. Is it paying anything? If not, you're going to have to make that a hobby until it grows to become a profession. But you have to find something else in the meantime so you can provide. So career, stability there, stability spiritually. So you're a provider, not just financially. You're a provider spiritually. How is your prayer life? How are you when it comes to going to mass, going to confession? Make sure you are well-rounded to provide for a family spiritually, financially, emotionally. Like, are you emotionally regulated? Do you often have outbursts? Do you have tantrums? Are you chronically late or tardy? Do you flake out on people? You got to nip that in the bud because women will see that and say, like, you're not dependable. You're not reliable. Here's the other one. You got to ditch porn. You got to get rid of it. You've got to find someone, maybe get Covenant Eyes software and have someone who's a friend of yours who can see what websites you go to. Because if you're looking at porn, here's what's going to happen. When you interact with women, if you have spent hours and hours and hours online watching naked women, watching sex acts, you will develop this gaze, an unconscious kind of stare. And you will have a hard time turning that off. So then when you're trying to interact with a real woman, you're going to subconsciously slide into that creepy kind of stare that you had and look and way of engaging someone that you had when you looked at women as objects in porn. So women can tell if you kind of have a creepy vibe to you in that respect. So I would say that if you investing in yourself and ultimately going to God, he made you a man. He could have made you a woman. He didn't do that. He made you a man, and he could have not made you at all. He made you, and he made you a man for a very particular purpose. And so by drawing close to him, you'll be better at understanding that purpose. I was counting on myself to make myself feel good in all these different situations, when understanding I should rely on God, and I won't always feel good necessarily, but I can say, hey, if things aren't going well, God gave me a cross to bear. He gave me some suffering, and this was something for my good and something I can bear for the good of others as well. And that's what, and so I think that when you draw closer to God in that respect, yeah, you've got your authentic masculinity.